Welcome everyone, Madman bringing another RSL video. So today I want to touch on Sand Devil and hopefully put the final nail in the coffin as far as the Godseeker method goes. Alright, there are 4 Godseeker methods. I'm going to show you 3. The 4th one I will link Skratch's video so that you can review it, because that one involves a fully booked Godseeker, but you have to have a 5 or 6-star blessing on her, and I don't have that. So without further ado, we're going to just go in here and we're going to start real quick here. So we got Ninja, does not need to be in Toxic Set. After crunching the numbers, Toxic Set doesn't really help, so you're probably better off actually in an Affinity Breaker to try and minimize the number of weak hits. Now, you don't need much. You want to actually be below 40,000 HP and try and be below 2,000 defense if all possible. The attack doesn't really matter. The speed is not super critical. I have proven that at 131 in my previous video, that is fast enough for him to take a turn after getting nuked down by the boss and Godseeker reviving him. And as long as you're slower than 270, so you got quite a wide range there. And you only just need accuracy. I can't remember, I think it's 545, 550, somewhere in there, but you need quite a bit of accuracy. Otherwise, that's it. You don't need attack, crit damage, or any of that stuff. You don't even need to have him booked, but it helps for other areas. But with Godseeker, is going to reset your skills, and his A2 is his HP burn, and that's what you're going to want to do. I have Brimstone on him. It's only a 3-star, but if I can get to 5-star and definitely 6-star, then that will definitely speed up the runs. As far as masteries go, accuracy, and then offensive tree. You do not want War Master or Giant Slayer. That's going to create an extra hit, and that's going to throw everything out of whack. And I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. Now, real quick, we're going to go through, let's see here, the Godseekers. And so this was my slow, stout Godseeker. Real quick, her masteries here, just come down the support tree, grabbing these HP. These extra healing stuff is beneficial. You definitely want Spirit Haste. Unless you can make your Godseeker super fast, you want Spirit Haste. Repeat that, you want Spirit Haste. And then just kind of came down the defensive tree, so she's not getting hit as hard. Now, booking is important based on which method you're going to take. Now, the A1, hey, I got extra heals, but it doesn't matter if not one book lands in here. Does not matter if one book lands in the A2. It helps heal a little bit more, but not mission critical. Her passive, so you want to go ahead and ascend her at least 3 stars, so her passive's available, and her A3, right? So this is the Revive on Death passive effect, and this is her Revive A3 skill. If you're going to go slower than 270 or the 265, depending on if you're doing stage 25 or 24, you want 2 books into the cooldowns, but not fully booked, so that you're on a 5-turn cooldown. And you want to match at least here, even though I think you can probably get away with maybe a 6-turn and just 1 book. You're going to need at least 1 book. But if you can get 2 in the passive as well, great. So, but you don't want either one. Well, this one could be fully booked, but you definitely don't want this fully booked. So at least 1 book here, not fully booked here. Preferably 2 if you're going to go slower. Now, that is slower than the boss, but you have to have the Spirit Host Mastery so that you can actually get faster than the boss. Alright, the Fast Godseeker. So again, these books, see, this one's barely got any books. This one's booked a little bit better, but not that great. So those don't matter. On this one, this is a Fast Godseeker. You want 1 book here, so it's on 6 turn, and at least 1 book here, so it's on 6 turn. But if it's on a 5-turn or a 4-turn because it's fully booked or whatnot. It doesn't matter. You just want at least one book, but you only get one book here. So if you hit another one, then you can't use this method. All right, same thing with her mastery, except for I did full mastery. So, we added the 2 counterattacks here, but again, spirit haste, and this is important. So with her build, and I apologize, we'll go back to the slow Godseekers. So I am in regen and immortal. Regen is critical. You have to have that. Immortal can be defiant and is probably actually better than immortal. You're going to get more heal from immortal, but defiant, you're going to take a lot less. So as you can see, my fast one here, she's just shy of 55,000 HP. It's not 100%, so I probably need to get to 60,000. I do have almost 5,200 defense on her, but I want to say about 45 is really all you need. I just need to up the HP. 272 speed. That is the bare minimum with Spirit Haste. If you don't choose Spirit Haste, then you need to be at 296 speed. The rest of the stats don't matter. So that's the fast one. Again, going on the slow one, Regen and Immortal again, but you can use Defiant to drop some of the HP stats. 246 is the minimum speed, because what's going to happen is you're going to pick up 24, and that's going to push you to 270 for the rest of the fight once the food dies off. Again, the other stats don't matter, but you can see she's pushing almost 74,000 HP and almost 5,000 defense. Again, I want to say 45 and probably 70 are kind of the cutoffs there, unless if you're going immortal. You can drop them a little lower. I mean, I wouldn't go below 45 either way, but you could definitely drop some more HP if you are in Defiant. All right, so those are the 2 critical Godseekers, and then I have a third one, but she's not built out, so I'll have to switch over to her. But let's go ahead and we'll jump over here to Sand Devil, and I will show you those 2. So we'll start off with the fast one. Stage 25 should work on stage 21 through 25. I was using Acrisia. Let's go ahead and choose some different food here. You do need to run food with this. Now this is position 2, so you want to put your DPS in position 2, which we are going to use my ninja, even though he's weak affinity. So I'm going to start this, and we are going to go on, we're going to do manual here just to go through things. Alright, so you can see Godseeker revives, and then we're going to revive Ninja here. He's going to do his A2, and he's going to hit, and we did a little bit of damage. No poisons landed, but HP burn damage. Now, here's the mission critical part. If I would have put War Master or Giant Slayer on him, this turn count on the boss would be down to 1. Now you see Godseeker is going to go here. If that was on 1, then she goes, that now actually goes to 0, which means instead of just waking up, he's going to wake up and go straight into his A2. That throws the whole sync off, and it won't work. So go ahead, see how turn count 1, and then he opens, and all I did is waking up, and he took an HP burn damage. And then we can hit him again, and he takes HP damage again, and then he kills our ninja. If you're using the 2 book or the single book Godseeker method, then it is better to have what I call a suicide DPS, in this case suicide ninja, but any DPS. You want, when that A2 goes off, you want the DPS to die, and then that way this won't come back up until once he does the big nuke. Now we're going to hit the boss again here with A1. He's going to use his A1 and land decreased speed. Now, this one's the slower one, right? This is the slower Godseeker. So you notice how he got hit. She got hit with decreased speed, and then he did both of his A1s. You want that to happen with the slower Godseeker, which is the one that has 2 books in her A3. You want that to happen. See, now we're on 1, this is available, and we're on 1 and 1. If he misses it on that first A1 hit, he misses decreased speed, it's going to throw it out of whack because she's going to get another turn then. And this will now be at 0, and then she'll raise Ninja 1 turn too soon, and then it'll be out of sync. Now you can correct that, but if you're not around or whatever to correct that, and too much time goes by, he's either going to beat you up or turn limit you out. So we'll go ahead here and we'll hit him with the A1. Here comes the big nuke, and then revive, and we will go ahead and hit auto from here, and it will run through. Now typically this run runs a little over 3 minutes, 3 minutes 20 seconds, somewhere in there. I think my fastest is 1:45, and sometimes it can go 2 minutes, like 2 minutes and 15. Let's put on 2 times speed here. It's gonna depend. So the 1:45, Ninja is damn near hitting every one of the HP burns. Okay, like there, he hit all 3, so that's good. If he does it every single time, then I can get it down to 1:45 if I'm not running anything else on my computer. Right now I'm running a whole lot more, so at best I'm going to get about a little over 2 minutes, and then usually a little over 3 minutes is what I typically get. I've crunched the numbers. The poison damage, especially from Talk Set, is pretty much negligible unless somehow you're going like what I would say is 15 rotations. And let me define rotation. So big nuke right there. That's the start of a rotation. And then they go through all our stuff here. Boom. This is where I would call right when he does this. This is the halfway point of a rotation. He's going to do his 2 A1s. She's going to take her turn. And boom, big nuke. End of rotation. So that's 1 rotation. All goes well, it takes 6.5. So what's going to happen is you're going to hit him while he's asleep 6 times, and then if you land those HP burns when he wakes up, that's going to be an HP burn. When he starts his A2, that's going to be an HP burn, and that will end it. So that's 6.5 rotations. That's the best you're going to get with Ninja, period. And it does the little poison damage there from the Talk Set. Honestly, it doesn't do anything. In fact, that's why I think I might switch him over to Affinity Breaker, but I don't know, so we will have to see. But you can see this run is pretty slow, but I was doing some exclamation there. So let's just I'll go silent here. We'll start another run, and we'll see how long it takes just going full get-go from the start. All right, so there you go. 2 minutes and 41. Obviously not my best time, but it's below 3 minutes, so he was firing pretty good there as far as hitting those HP burns. And remember, he's negative affinity. Now let's go over, and we're going to pull out this Godseeker, and we're going to go with the fast one. So way back over here, there's the fast one. We'll start this, and we will take it off auto here. All right, so this one, she's faster, right? She's at 272. So just let her do her A1. Boom. Okay, everybody got nuked. Now she's going to revive Ninja. Again, he's going to do his A2, and he landed some of that. Now remember, see, we're at 2 there. So she does her heal. He's at 1. We don't have enough turn meter. He just opens up. She does her A1, and then he's going to nuke, and Ninja's going down. All right, and then we just A1 here. Now the difference here is she got hit with decreased speed, but since at least 3 of them died, we went from 272 to 296 speed. Mr. Saph came up with this. He figured out tick rate and all of that, and that at 296 speed, that allows her to get a 1-for-1 turn on his A1s. So she's going to go here, he's going to get his second A1, and she's going to get another turn there, and then the big nuke, and we go from there. And we'll go ahead and turn it on auto and see how things go here. Now remember, this one is, I haven't completely like done her out because I'm not sure if I want to do it or not with her HP there. So it's a little low, but if I get her HP up enough, then this is the this will be the 100% success rate, right? Because she is matching him 1-for-1, therefore she has more opportunity to heal, and that decreased speed does not matter. Now on the slower one, I've done that like 500 runs, okay? One run it failed. It was overnight, so I have no idea what happened. And one of two things happened: either it turn limited out, or she got hit with a crit when the boss does his A2, then hit with another crit from the A1, and then another crit from the third A1. Those are the only two scenarios of why it would have failed. Now I've had it 4 times now to where he 3% against her and doesn't land that decreased speed on the first A1 he does, and then that throws it out of sync. So what that does is allow her to take match him turn for turn with the A1s instead of him doing 2 A1s to her 1 turn, and then she'll revive Ninja a turn too soon, and then he'll do the big nuke, and they'll both go down, and she doesn't have Revive Ninja ready, and then it stays in that sync. So you can fix that if you catch that, but so that's what's happening there. That's why this is a better one, but it's hard to get those speeds as well as the stats you need, plus you got to get the books to land in the right spot, and that is not easy. So I won't say it is. So you can use either method. Now we're coming up here. So 320, yeah. So you can see this taking a little bit longer, plus that extra 1 turn animation she does here is going to add a second or two every rotation. So whereas the slower one, she's doing 1 turn to his 2 A1s, so that's less animations. Plus with the Suicide Ninja, that's even less animations there. Alright, so that took 3 minutes and 48, but we manualed some of it, so we're going to be right around the 3-minute mark. They're going to be pretty close in speed, whether you use the faster one or not. Now, a few things I want to show you. Well, you know what? We'll just go ahead and we'll do it from here. So, Ninja's going to be the fastest. Now, this is assuming that you don't have a 5 or 6 star blessing on a legendary champion. Ninja is going to be the fastest. Period. End of story. No discussion in that. Newt might be able to, but you got to have outrageous numbers. The next fastest is actually Sissia. Okay, and I'm going to show you why here. So we're going to take it off auto again. We'll hit with the A1, get nuked, revive Sissia. Now Sissia only works on 25. So what we're going to do here is we're going to place the HP burn, and it places it for 3 turns. That is critical. Part A. So she did not land the HP burn on him. So that is bad. We'll go ahead and manual through this. So she still can get 3%. Almost died there. But we'll just get around and I'll show you if she lands the HP burn the next time. Let's hope we don't get unlucky and get 3% twice in a row. But this is why she is going to be faster than any other HP burner besides Ninja. So let's revive her. HP burn. Now, since she landed the HP burn, if she lands it on our targets, and there's only one, she landed it, she automatically gets to go under A2, which means she gets to activate it, right? So this is going to do 147,000 damage. And the turn count is greater than one once, or one or greater. So that still works there. Now he's still got a turn. You know, he took an HP burn there, and he's got another one he'll take once he does his A2 here. He's going to take that HP burn damage and then nuke us down and cleanse everything off. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this on auto, and I will explain what is going on there. So the reason Ninja is the best, right? Because he can potentially, even against weak affinity here, potentially place 3 turns of HP burn on the boss. And if he lands all 3 of them, he's also activating them at the same time. So that's going to be 3 HP burns going off on the boss while he's asleep. When he wakes up, he's going to take a 4th turn of HP burn damage. And then when he goes to start his A2, he's going to take a 5th turn of HP burn damage before cleansing. That's 15%. Of course, that's if everything is perfect and lands. But that's 15% damage. Again, remember I defined what a rotation was. Per rotation. So it only takes, at best, 6.5 rotations with Ninja. Now with Sissia, why is she second best? Well, because she lands it for 3 turns. But she immediately, if she lands it, goes into her A2. Boom. Just like there. Now he's going to open up. There's going to be another HP burn and another. So she's allowed 3 turns of HP burn in a rotation. That's 9%. Now that's not as good as 15%, but that's 9%. It's going to be more consistent. It's not very often she's going to get 3%. So the run could end up being faster than a Ninja run. But it's not going to be very, very often that's going to happen. So most of her runs, and it's going to be hard to see here, but most of her runs run right in around the 4-minute mark. Now, all the other HP burners, whether it's a 3-turn HP burner or 2-turn HP burner, all of the rest of the HP burners are going to be equivalent. So it doesn't matter if you're using a Mordecai, an Artak, a Chronum, a Crypt King, who's some of the other HP burners? Not Sissia, Sathalia, Cupidus. They all have 2-turn HP burns. Now, I get that Artak does a HP burn skill there that instantly activates it, but it also decreases the turn. So you only get 2 shots. And he doesn't go into it like Sissia does, right? She places it, and if she places it, she immediately gets to take a turn and set 1 tick off while the boss is asleep. Artak cannot do that, neither can Chronum. So they're only going to get 2 turns worth of HP burn. That's only 6%. 6 is less than 9. It will therefore be slower, and those runs typically go about 6 or so minutes. I will show you on my free-to-play. It'll only be level 18, but remember, this is percentage-wise, right? It's not a damage number-wise. It's a percentage number-wise. So time-wise, it's going to be the same. And those run around 6 minutes. Now, this is going to take a bit longer here. I don't know. I haven't been paying that much attention to see if she's got 3% more than I thought here. But you know, she will do this faster, so we'll do another run after this on full auto there. That way you can see what's going on as far as you know, how fast it goes under full auto there versus, you know, us kind of discussing stuff and manualing part of it there. So hopefully that explains why Ninja's best, then Sissia, and then any other HP burner, right? Now, while we still got a little time here, if you got 5-star Brimstone or 6-star. Now 6-star would be best, right? Because it's always going to land. It's going to be 100%. And also, you don't need any accuracy. And it does, I want to say, around 350,000 damage, at least on 25 here. And that is equivalent to 2.5 HP burns, right? So 1 HP burn is 3%, so 2.5, that's going to be 7.5% damage. But it's only doing it once a rotation, so that's 7.5. So it's better than HP burner, not as good as Sissia here. Now I realize that we've got these up to max, but we'll just hit replay and let it go full auto here, and we'll see what the actual time is, if it will land right around the 4-minute mark. So the smite debuff, Brimstone with smite debuff on 6-star is going to be faster. 5-star is only 60%, but it is protected, so he can't wipe it off. So he will take that damage, but it's 60%, so you're not going to land it consistently, and you're also going to need accuracy. So if you've got Ninja on a 6-star Brimstone, then yeah, you probably are going to be pushing 1:15 to 1.5 minutes. I don't think you can quite get down to a minute unless you got some super crazy computer there, and you know you're not running anything else. After HP burners are probably going to be max HP, with the exception of Newt. Krizia, well, I'll show you 2 things with the Krizia here after this, but Newt will be faster, but you're going to have to do some different stuff, and it's going to, I don't know if you want to be tying Newt down to just Sand Devil, whereas, with different build, you can have a pretty solid nuking Newt for Hydra, as well as for Fire Knight, all within the same build. Whereas for Sand Devil, you'd have to have a little bit better build. But Krizia be all right. Now, of course, if they have 5 or 6-star Brimstone, then that kind of throws everything out of whack. You could do Poisoners. Taurus is about the only one I'm thinking of that's really solid, because he's going to place 4 poisons for 2 turns. Now, poison is 10% of its normal damage. So if it's a 5% poison, it's only going to do 0.5% damage instead of the full 5%. But if you have 4 of them, that's 2%, right? And it's going to take off twice, right? Once when he wakens up, once right before he does his A2. So that will jump up to 4%. Now it's not 6% of HP burn, but if you only got out a poisoner, there you go. But I'm not sure of anybody else that consistently places 4 poisons. I'm not sure anybody else does. I know, yes, Cavalex does, but that's his passive, but that's right at the start. After that, he's not going to have his passive doing it anymore, so he's only going to be placing 2, so that's not going to do you any good. But it's going to be slower. Now, the max HP, they could potentially be faster, but you'll see it's wicked hard to get them up to speed there, as far as how much crit damage and damage stats, whether it's defense, HP, or attack, to really max out the 10%. So don't expect that to happen, and you'll see here in a little bit when I show you that. But let's go ahead and see the rest of this run. It looks like it's going to run probably about 4.5 is where I'm guessing, which is a little bit slower than I wanted, but we'll see. And we'll wait till we get to the end there. All right, so 4 minutes and 55, not as good as I would like. I don't know if she got 3%ed some, or just got too much running and my computer's actually going a little slower than it should. I do have quite a bit going. All right, so let's go ahead real quick here. This is a fast one, so it doesn't matter. We're going to just throw Krizia in, this run is going to fail. You'll see here, and then I'll set it up and you'll see why it's failing. But we'll just let it go. Okay, I'm a little surprised it hasn't actually failed, but you can see we're not making much dent in the damage department there, and we're 2.5 minutes in, and it's out of sync, and you'll see why here in a minute. So let's just go ahead, sacrifice the energy there on that run. And now what we're going to do is we're going to edit team here. Go to team setup. Let's see if I got an empty spot anywhere. Is there anyone? I don't remember what used to run. So there's one there. I don't know if I want to do that. This is an old team, so wait, we'll just save. Sorry, we're going to trash that. Delete. All right, and we'll put the fast Godseeker down here first. We'll put a Crizia in. We don't need to worry about the food going in. Where's Crizia? Crizia here. We do need to go into team setup. We need to go in Crizia, and we need to shut off the A3. Why? Stealing 100% of the turn meter, which she can do when the boss is asleep. There you go. We're now out of whack. That's the problem there. So we'll just go ahead and save that. We'll click on this. We'll exit this. And then we'll go ahead and grab our food. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Do I want to do some 20s? We'll just put these same ones back in. Yes. And as long as she doesn't do her A3 there, we'll just let it go. Boom. Clobbered. Up. 1, 2. I should have told it to prioritize as A2, but I think it did. I don't know why all that is disappearing there. But there you go. And let's see how long this takes to run. So we'll see you at the finish line. Okay. So we'll go ahead and, of course, I've slowed it back down, and you can see that it's going to be out of sync here. I could try and sync it back up, but it'll go right back out of sync. So boom, see, she raised her up just for her to die. So not good there. I'll take it off auto here, and we'll just manual all this. I don't know why, crazy, because she doesn't have, she's slow as all get out, and she does not have any turn meter boost or anything. So I don't know why in the world. See, now normally she'd raise a Crizzy right there, and that'll be out of sync there. And then what do I need to do? The A2. Here we go again. This happened to me once before. Yep. So I don't know. Maybe once we hit almost 50, that's almost 50% of missing max HP. It just goes into, even though he could do his big nuke, it just goes into this A1. He's just going to A1 me, A1 me, A1 me. Right? So I don't know what's going on there. Now what happens if I raise her? Then he goes into his big nuke. So if I don't raise her, so yeah, it's just a waste of time. So Crizia with Godseeker, not a good option. So let's just back out of this too, even with that setup, right? I don't know if I need to slow her down more, but you'll see her speed here in a minute. And even with her amount of damage, she's not putting out that much damage. So let's real quick, this is going to fail too, but I want to show you with Newt what is going on here. So I'm going to manual this as well. Let's take it off auto. Just hit here with the A1. Boom, nuke it down. All right, picks herself up. Picks Newt up. Now, Newt has Giant Slayer and a 3-hitter on his A3, which is his hitting ability. So this is probably why you don't want to build Newt to do this. Now he's going to hit hard. You'll see here, boom, 120, 132, 139. Not quite what an HP burn will do, but that's 3 hits of that. But her counter's down to 1. Now she's going to go. That means it'll be at 0. So instead of just waking up, he's going to wake up, and then he's going to do his A2. Wakes up, boom, does his A2. That throws us out of sync right there, right? Because now this is not going to be available. Her passive will, but this is not going to be available. So if you're going to run Newt, you'd actually want a fully booked Godseeker. Well, the other downside is you need Newt to survive every turn. So, you know, I don't know that Newt's really that valuable of an option. And that's what I wanted to kind of point out here. But it will go to sync, boom, and we're done. Because we had 0 turns left on that counter. So this is why you don't want, let's go back to the Bastion. This is why you do not want War Master or Giant Slayer on Ninja or Newt if you're going to use them here. So, see, Giant Slayer, notice it says chance of inflicting bonus damage. Chance of inflicting bonus damage. Says that, even though it's not showing it, he's getting a 4th hit in. That's going to screw everything up. If you do Helm Smasher, chance of ignoring defense, but not extra damage. So you can pick Helm Smasher. But I don't know if you want Helm Smasher on Newt if you're using them other places. So that's kind of a toss-up. You know, I could redo the masteries, but then if I want to reset them back, I don't want to really do that. Plus, you know, I got them in a different build to run this. So I ran them in Savage and crit damage here, and you can see I got him at 50, almost 5,700 defense. He's at 161 speed, which is fine. Got 100% crit rate and 288 crit damage. So he's hitting pretty hard, but 288 is pretty high. Pretty high. And that's pretty damn good defense. You know, the Krakens definitely can blow this out of the water, but, you know, and that's still not quite the damage of an HP burn. So you can get it higher, but I don't know that you'd ever hit that 10% max per hit. Ungodly amount of stats it would take for doing that. Now, remember Krizia, she was only doing like 60,000, right? Which was ridiculous. And I got her in lethal and then offset. So, you know, she's ignoring some defense, not as much as Newt, but look at her. 6,671 attack with 292 crit damage, and she's only doing 60,000, but he's doing like 120, 130,000. Yeah. Max enemy HP champs are not the way to go. Let me see here. Bear with me here for a second. Okay, so one last champion. We're going to pull Septimus out of the vault. Sorry for that little delay there that you guys didn't even notice, but I had to actually free some space just so I can pull him out of the vault. So he's in Savage and Cruel. He's got 6,000 and 253 with 173 speed. So Septimus is fully booked. Well, no, he's not fully booked, so we don't have maximum amount of damage, but he has attack and enemy max HP, will ignore shield and block damage. So pretty solid there, not super great. Does he have, it doesn't matter. He's got Helm Smasher anyway, so here's where we can kind of put proof in the pudding. Let's see, he's going to do his A2 and we'll make him do it. He only hits once, attacks one enemy, right? So if he knocks it down 2 turns, then we know that Helm Smasher counts as an extra turn. If he only knocks it down 1, then Helm Smasher does not count. So there you go. Let's go over, and we'll throw him in. He should do his A2 automatically, but we will go ahead and let's see. I have to pick some food here too, but let's get Septimus, and we'll manual that first part because he's the best. He's the next best enemy max HP guy. We've got some 2 stars here. 1, 2, 3. All right, we'll go ahead and start this. And all right, not on auto, so A1 for her. Let's get nuked. Get our speed up then. Revive him. We want to go in with the A2. Let's see how much damage this does. Plus this 5 count. So this does 150,000 damage. And notice count only went down to 1. So that means that the Helm Smasher doesn't count as an extra hit. So you'd have to change nuke to that, and then maybe use a viable option, but I don't know if you really want that. With every other place you can use nuke. And then you notice since he had some counts left, he was greater than 0. He just awakened, and then boom, and here we go. I'll put it on auto now, and you can see how long it's going to take. What do we add? Close to a minute there or whatever. 40 seconds extra, so it'll be a little bit longer. So expect this probably to be about an 11-minute run instead of 10, but you'll see how well an enemy max HP does. And you can see he's not doing 154,000 there when he could be doing 490. So a little bit less than a third of max. So he's doing slightly more than an HP burn does, ever so slightly more, but he's only doing 1 of it. So as you can see, this will take a while, but we'll let it run. I will speed it up so you don't have to actually watch it run, and we'll see where we come out at the end. Okay, so there you go, 16 minutes and 5 seconds, so maybe technically 15 and a half minutes there either way. That was 16 minutes of my life I'm not getting back, and about 30 seconds of yours. We will move over to the free-to-play here, because I don't feel like on this account building out the fully booked Godseeker. And you can see that with Walking Tomb Drang, even though it'll be stage 18, time-wise it's still going to be the same as any other, like stage 25 here or whatever, because remember it's percentage-wise with HP burn, not the amount of damage like a max HP like Septimus here. So you can see he was hitting pretty hard. I'm a little surprised that Chrysia wasn't hitting as hard as him. Even though she had more attack and more crit damage. So that's a little disappointing there. And she was booked. He's not even fully booked on that. So, kind of is what it is there. Anything else? I want to say, let me see if I got Taurus. Where's Taurus? I know I got a 6-star one of him somewhere in here. Where you at, Taurus? Is he not? He can't possibly be in here, but he could. Where potentially is the Taurus? I might be blind and keep going right over him. There he is. Oops, I don't want to go in the vault. I want to just show him. So with, I think it's this one, this champion receives damage equal to 99%. Places an unkillable for 2 turns and has an 80%, booked up to 100 now, chance of placing 5% poisons on the enemies for 2 turns. So he'll give you upwards of 4% damage per rotation. Remember, you only get 0.5, not 5% of the max HP, times 4, so that's going to be 2 every time all 4 poisons tick, and then the second go round will be another 2%, totaling up to 4. So Taurus is a potential option, and that will actually be faster than Septimus was. Real quick, we'll go look here again at Septimus here, just to see here, 6,000 with 253 crit damage, and he was doing well over 100,000 there. And then Acrizia, where is she at? 292 with 6,600 attack, and she was only doing like 60,000. Now, granted, it was twice, so it's probably equivalent to what he was doing, but sometimes he'd do a little bit more, and she didn't seem to be. So, yeah, I'm a little kind of disappointed in how much damage Acrizia does there. Now, if you've got a different comp, this comp, yeah, Acrizia's not going to be good, but if you got a comp where you can put decreased defense and weaken up, then Acrizia is going to be a whole different ball of wax. But just using the Godseeker method, and that's what we're talking about today. It's the Godseeker method. There you go. Okay, so here we are on my free-to-play, and we're not using Ninja, and I don't know that I've used them either one of them, but I'll show you. Let's see, where's Drang? So Walking Tomb Drang here, I had to actually take off his ring and necklace there. As you can see, he's got resistance but no accuracy, so you don't need any accuracy, but I had to take that off because I had too much HP and a little too much defense, and sometimes he was not dying on the boss's big hit, like the one supposed to kill you both, not dying. He had a sliver left that was thrown out of tune, and it was enough to where I was only getting about 75% efficiency on the runs. Well, that's wasting a lot of energy. So, but that's Walking to Drang. Again, regen and immortal, so you're going to have to beef up if you've got a fully booked Godseeker. Now, it's not that Godseeker, it's this Godseeker. She is again in regen and immortal, and her stats here, 63 with 41. But I don't have enough speed, right? I just can't seem to build enough speed. So again, don't need the accuracies or whatever. As you can see here, fully booked, fully booked, fully booked, fully booked. And then her masteries are pretty much the same as the other one I just showed you. Coming down here, got spirit, haste, and all this. So I can't quite get the speeds to run much past 18. So it's kind of a catch-22 for me. If I get her to speed, then I don't have enough to survive. So it is what it is. But since she's got enough speed to kind of run 21, well, not quite enough. It managed to work on 21, didn't work on 22. Anyway, 18 it does work here, and it just works on auto. But in this particular case, I don't actually want food this time. So we just run it without food. Hopefully I can start getting a little bit better regen gear. But go ahead and continue here, and this is going to take probably about 6 minutes, but boom, they're going to get nuked. And you see he places HP burn for 2 turns, but we didn't get any damage, and then till then took some damage there, and then he's going to do his A2, and we took some damage there. So you can see the damage bar up there. So, and then when he's awake, he doesn't take any debuff. So we'll just let this play through. It's probably going to be right around 6 minutes, 15, 6 minutes, 20 seconds, somewhere in there. Might be slightly faster, like I said, if I wasn't running a bunch of stuff on my PC here, but it gives you an idea of how fast like a walking tomb Drang or any other HP burner besides Sissia or Ninja is going to take. So, you know, we saw like 3 minutes with Ninja. I want to say it's about 4 minutes with Sissia, and this is going to be maybe 4.5, and then this is going to be right around the 6 minute range. So we will see at the end of this. Okay, so we're coming up there, 6:14, just like I said. So it's pretty consistent. You're going to have, again, the same time on 24, 25 as you do here, because he's only doing percent of damages each time instead of, you know, a specific amount, right? So if he's doing 500,000 on stage 18, 500,000 is not going to be as quick on stage 25. But since it's a percent, it's going to be the same time. So there you go. Any HP burner is going to be right around the 6 minute range. The only way you're going to get it faster is, well, better processor, period. There you go. Or, of course, you get a 5 or 6 star Brimstone Blessing on whoever you're using, but you're limited to legendaries that way. So let's jump back over the main and take a quick look here, and we'll show you that Ninjas and Godseeker should be doing pretty much the same time on, if not faster, on 24 than on 25. So we'll jump back over there. Okay, so this is recording from, like I said, last night. What's going to happen here, the boss is about to do his big nuke and drop Godseeker, and then she's going to revive and revive Ninja. So we'll go ahead and play that. See how she got hit with a decreased speed there. She takes her turn. Now he's going to nuke her down. She revives. Ninja comes back up, and boom, boom, boom. All right, she does her turn. He wakes up. She does her turn again, and he's going to kill Ninja now. Now, this A1 here, after she takes her turn here, he's not going to put that decreased speed on. He didn't hit the decreased speed on that first attempt of A1. So now she gets that extra turn. It throws out a whack. She revives him, and then boom. Now he does the big nuke. She doesn't have the revive back, so Ninja's not hitting the boss while he's asleep. And now the run just stalls out. You're kind of in a, you know, you can't gain no ground, he can't gain no ground situation, but actually he would slowly kind of start healing back up more than her, and she might potentially lose her max HP there. So you can see that it is out of sync, but if you catch it, then, you know, you can fix it from this point. Like I said, the only time I didn't actually get to see it fail, but the only thing I can assume is that she got hit, she got critted 3 times. The first time would be like right here when he does his A2. If he crit her there, and then he turns around and he crits her with his A1, and then crits her with his A1, and that somehow messed things up. It's still a guess on my part, but it did fail once. So anyway, I'm gonna scroll on over here a little bit, so bear with me, and you are gonna see this other run here. That's pretty close to the time we just had on 24. No, not quite there. A little bit more here. So coming up to the end of this run, you can see we're at a minute 50 here, and we're going to end up at 2 minutes and something, which is about the same time we had on 24, which means Ninja was firing on all cylinders, and probably all but maybe one HP burn throughout the entire fight landed. So that's how you can get, you know, super good RNG, and you can get a better time here, because I'm pretty sure right after this, Ninja's going to hit him, yeah, drop him. He's going to open, take an HP burn tick, and then when he goes to do his A2, which he did there, he takes HP burn, he's dead, and we finished at 219 there. So as you can see, you know, it can run just as fast as any of the other stages. It just depends on how RNG goes. So again, Ninja's going to be the best. Then Sissia, than anybody with some Brimstone. Now, there could be a caveat said for uh, Acrizia and or Newt if they have a if they have, say, a 6-star blessing with Brimstone, then that could probably surpass Ninja. But we're going to go, and I think I might show you a Sissy one. I might have her to where she has enough accuracy to land it, and then I will kind of rebuild Newt and Acrizia and maybe Septimus to see how well max HP champions fare. But I'm not sure that I can get high enough crit damage since we're not going to have decreased defense and weaken out. So let's go go back to the main there and take a look again at some different damage dealers. All right, so you saw there on the free-to-play how a fully booked Godseeker and a well-built Walking Tomb Drang can do stage 18, and since again it is percentage based, not a damage base that you're looking at there, that time frame of 6+ minutes is going to be equivalent to running 25. You wouldn't want to run Drang on, I believe it's 24 or 23, I don't know, but you'd want to run Drang on 25, and it's going to be about the same time frame. Any HP burner is going to be about that time frame, with the exception of Ninja or Sissia. And then you saw the pitfalls there where with the slower 2-booked A3 Godseeker, you can get out of sync, but you can recover from it if you catch it. It's not 100% on that comp, but it's damn close. And then the faster one is 100%. All right, so let's just quickly review the Godseekers here. Let's start with the fastest one and what you're going to want there. So with the fastest one, you're definitely going to want Spirit Haste, unless you can build 296 speed with those survival stats as well. Again, critical, only one book in her A3, and you need at least one book in the A or the passive. If you have more in the passive, that's fine, but you cannot have more than one book in the A3 if you're going to go with the fast Godseeker. The fast Godseeker, you're going to want either Regen and Immortal or Regen and Defiant, and you want to have 272 or higher speed. 272 is the minimum with Spirit Haste. So because you got to get to 296, or when he hits you with the decreased speed on that first A1 hit, you won't get that extra turn. Everything will be out of sync. I would, depending on, if you're doing, like if this is Defiant, this would probably be just fine numbers. But with Immortal, you're going to need more like 60,000 HP. You probably get away with 4,500 defense, but you're going to definitely need more HP. As you can see, it works, but it's not 100% at that current amount. I can just flat out tell you that. So that's the fast Godseeker. Now, it's actually not faster running because she's taking one more turn per rotation, right, than the slower Godseeker. So let's go look at the slower Godseeker. Again, Regen and Immortal or Regen and Defiant. She's got some crazy high stats. If you're doing Regen and Immortal, I'd say at least 70,000 HP. Again, at least 4,500 defense. If you're doing Defiant, you can probably drop that down to 65,000, maybe even 60,000. 246 is the bare minimum speed that you need, and you do have to, again, have Spirit Haste as your masteries. Now, with her, the slower one, this has got to have 2 books in her A2. At least 1, but preferably 2 books in her passive as well. Her A1 and A2 on either the faster one or this one does not matter if it's got any books or fully booked. Does not matter, okay? So there you go as far as this. But remember, this one can get out of sync if she gets hits the magic 3% and the boss does not place decreased defense on that first A1 that he does. I mean, decreased speed, sorry, on that first A1 that he does. And then you'll have to catch it and you can readjust it. Otherwise, it could turn limit out. And then the fully booked, there's two methods with the fully booked Godseeker. Now, I don't have her built, so imagine pretty much the same stats as the slower Godseeker, but she will be fully booked. When she's fully booked, if she's slower than 270, you will need Spirit Haste and food. If you're greater than 270, you don't need food, but if you got those slots, you might as well put some food in. But with the fully booked, you're also going to need heavy-duty stats on your DPS because they have to survive that A2 onslaught and then the 2A1 onslaughts before the big nuke on that A3, which takes everybody down. So they got to survive all that as well as Godseeker. Now, can you do a suicide Godseeker with a fully booked one? Yes, I don't have a fully booked one, or not fully booked, sorry. With a 5-star blessed one, you need 5-star blessing, you need miracle heal. 6-star blessing, miracle heal will work as well. Then you can slow the speeds down. You need to make sure that you reach over 200 speed if you're using the 5-star blessing. Now you can be actually below as long as Spirit Haste pushes you above 200. Now this is all coming from Skratch. I will link that video below so that you can look. And again, assume the same kind of stats there, but that allows you to use a fully booked Godseeker and a suicide DPS. Otherwise, again, you're going to need a very tanky DPS as well. Now the pitfalls, right? Again, like I said, so the slower Godseeker there could get 3%ed and not have decreased speed on, but the two other kind of pitfalls there is with Ninja, you cannot have War Master or Giant Slayer on. Notice, inflicting bonus damage. It says inflicting bonus damage, like it does here on Giant Slayer, inflicting bonus damage like it says on War Master. That's going to count as an extra turn. Helm Smasher will not. We've proven this. It will not count as an extra turn. So, because you need that turn count of the boss to be 1 or greater when he goes to take his turn and come out from sleeping. So he just wakes up. If it's at 0, which you won't notice, but if it's 1 when you hit with the Godseeker, it will be at 0, and then he will wake up and go immediately into his A2, and that throws everything out of sync. So that is that pitfall. So 3 hitters like Ninja, 3 hitters like Newt. You don't want War Master or Helm Smasher there. With a Chrysius, since she's just a 2-hit hitter, you can get away with it, right? Because that'll just make it a 3rd hit. So the 2 hitters, you can do it. Now, again, Ninja, he's the best with Godseeker because he's hitting 3 times and activating the HP birds 3 times while the boss is asleep. Then the boss wakes up and takes an HP burn damage, and then before he's able to cleanse with his A2, he takes a 5th HP turn of damage, and that gives you a total of 5 there. 5 times 3% is 15%, so 15% per rotation. That's the best, period. Now, since he's weak affinity, he doesn't always hit that, but you're going to get a pretty good mix there. You don't need toxic. In fact, you're probably better off with affinity breaker there, so that some of the weak hits can hit, and then you're landing those HP burns. The next best one is Sissia. You got to make sure you got enough accuracy to land her HP burn. And again, neither Ninja nor her don't really need books, but you'll probably have Ninja booked anyway if you have Ninja. With Sissia, she puts 3 turns worth of HP burns on here, and if she lands the HP burn, she immediately takes her A2 turn and activates one of those HP burns. And then that leaves an HP burn for when he wakes up and an HP burn before he takes the A2. That's 3 sets of HP burn. That's 9% damage per rotation. Then any other burner is going to get 2 sets, or well, 2 HP burns for a total of 6% damage per rotation. And it doesn't matter if it's Artak, doesn't matter if it's Mordecai, it doesn't matter if it's Tyrant Ixmore. There's all kinds of HP burners, and depending on whether you're doing 24, 25, that's fine. You know, just get one that's positive affinity, so you're landing it at least, and there you go. You're going to get 2 turns. That's going to be your next best deal. After that, 4 poisoner. Taurus is the one I know of. I'm not sure who else does 4 poisons for 2 turns, like Taurus does. Even good old Cavalax doesn't. Yeah, he throws up 4 at the beginning, but then no more, no more turns. So, or you get more turns, but it's not a new battle, so you're not getting that passive proccing anymore. So it's a one shot and done. Now he does do 2 poisons, but remember, poison damage is 1/10 of its intended damage. So if it's a 5% poison, it's only going to do 0.5%. But with 4 poisons, 5% poisons up there, that equates to 2% damage, and it's going to tick twice when he wakes up and before he takes that A2. So that's going to give you 4% damage per rotation. That's going to take you 25 rotations, maybe 24, but probably 25 rotations. That's going to take some time there. Now you're pushing probably 8 to 10 minutes there, whereas you're pushing about 6 minutes with any HP burner. You're pushing about 4 minutes with a Sissia as the HP burner, and then you can get below 2 minutes with Ninja, depending on if he's landing his HP burns a whole lot, and of course also your computer speed definitely helps. If you can run unlimited frames and you got a good processor and GPU. Then lastly, you're gonna, you can get away with your enemy max HP, but I don't know with Godseeker, any of them can fully max out that 10% hit, right? Just because you're going to need, like, I don't know, ungodly amount of crit damage, an ungodly amount of attack or defense, or however they do their damage. So, it's just not going to happen. Newton is the best one I've seen, but, you got to be careful there with him. And do you want to confine him to, just run as Sand Devil when he's so good in the same build? No, not the same build, Sand Devil, but you build them differently for Hydra, and the same Hydra build, potentially if you build it right, will also work for Fire Knight hard mode. So, why not get 2 areas knocked out very well with Newt in the same build versus a whole different build here for just Sand Devil that you're going to use every once in a blue moon. So, is what it is. That will be up to you. But I've provided you the information there on the 4 methods there of using Godseeker and how to go about them, who's going to be the best damage dealer, and working down as far as other options for DPSs. Hopefully that was clear. If not, you can leave a comment or a question there in the comments, and I will try and respond to you. But you can check out Saph's video. You can check out Skratch's video if you want to see how some of their videos went as far as their builds. But I think this is fairly comprehensive here. So, hopefully one-stop shop and done as far as the Godseeker method. Hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day.